Hello, Steve White, Steve White 39. Well, it looks like He-Man might be changing formats. Now, God, the He-Man movie has been in pre-production or production hell since 2007, so 12 years at Sony. Jesus, I've been following it the whole time, I think. Now, I was too young to see the original film in the cinema. I saw it on TV and DVD, and I did see it once in the cinema as an adult, as a retro screening. But I, like a lot of fans, kind of felt like they didn't really. I mean, some people love the film, some people hate it, but I think we all can agree that the show didn't really explore Eternia. The movie basically starts off and ends off in Eternia, and the rest of the time they're on Earth. So we all want to see that universe on the big screen, properly explored. Now we've been waiting for that for a while. Netflix has She-Ra, which is made by DreamWorks, which is getting a lot of criticism. I haven't watched it, but it's getting a lot of criticism for being juvenile and just no one has anything good to say about it that I've seen. I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch it, but it's just I'm finding the motivation hard because I haven't heard anything good about it, and I just want to be able to speak intelligently about it rather than just trashing it when I haven't seen it. Um, Now they're planning a Master Universe series for Netflix, which is going to be a sequel to the original series, although that's already been undermined because they're saying it's going to be Teela's series and she's going to be going off on some quest and we're going to be following her and it's not even about He-Man. So whether that's a rumor by haters or whether that's actually the truth, we don't know yet. Kevin Smith, who is in charge of it, says he won't let us down, but I think he is letting us down if he's doing a He-Man series based on She-Ra. I mean, not She-Ra, Teela. Why not just do She-Ra? Oh, that's right, because they have sold She-Ra to DreamWorks and they have to wait to get it back. I don't know. But the latest news is that they are going to basically they are thinking of selling it to Netflix. There was a meeting in this month, October, with Tom Rothman, who is considering selling it to Netflix because the it's an easy cash, it's an easy payday. Basically, you sell to Netflix, they pay, take all the risk to make the film. If the film does well, then you renegotiate and get a lot more money for the sequel rights and the licensing rights and all that. So you don't take any risk. It's basically they have no faith in this being a success, and they don't want to risk making their own film. Like they just took a hit with the reboot of Men in Black. It didn't do very well. I just saw the numbers for that actually. I was like surprised how bad it did. I thought it would have done a bit better. So I think their idea is we are just going to sell it to Netflix, who already has, some He-Man stuff happening, and just let them test the waters, take the risk, and if there is an audience for it, then we can make money out of the sequels. So it's not the dumbest idea, but I would be disappointed because even though it would be live action, presumably live action, we already are getting a He-Man TV series on Netflix, and we've already had He-Man TV series. I want a film, but then I think all the drama and politics in a film, maybe it won't be good. I hear that they have an idea they're happy to move forward with now, but there have been so many iterations, and this video would be an hour long if I tried to do that. There's another video about all the He-Man versions that aren't going to be seen that I might link to this. And the last one I heard before hearing that they had one now that I actually liked was that it was going to be an American soldier who ends up on Eternia and ends up getting the Power Sword and basically becoming He-Man and saving the world. So he goes to an American soldier goes to Eternia and saves the Eternians. It was just the idea of it. I just couldn't stand it, and I was like, God, don't let them make this. And then it fell through like the other 10 versions that they were developing before that. But supposedly they did have a version they were happy to move forward with. They had a release date of March 2021, and it looked like it was going to happen. But now, after they've had a couple of bombs, they're getting a bit scared. They're thinking maybe just sell it to Netflix, let them take the risk. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's reported by the Hollywood Reporter, and it is reported, and it is a bit of a trend in Hollywood. Sorry. Basically, Paramount and a few other studios have already licensed content to streaming services. I think, what was it, the Cloverfield Paradox and other studios have done the same. Because some people, they don't want to set up their own streaming service. They would rather just license their stuff to a streaming service like the old days with Netflix. That was working fine for them, so they're kind of thinking of staying there. So that's basically what the Hollywood Reporter article goes through. It just goes through a little bit of the politics and some of the trend that's already happening with studios licensing to streaming services. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I really want to see it on the big screen. I really want to have that budget. But they can do that on Netflix, and if we get a series, we'll get more than just 2 hours. And with a film, it can be very hit and miss. It could be a total bomb. If it's a TV series, it could start off bad and get better. They could have different episodes, things that vary, and there could be things that work better, and you can enjoy some episodes and not enjoy others. But there's some variety. You get something, whereas a movie, it's like, it's just a one shot. So I really don't know how I feel about it. But I just want something to be fucking made. I don't understand why it's so hard. It's like Wonder Woman. It's like took them 20 years to work out how to make a Wonder Woman film, and then just made a Wonder Woman film, and everyone loved it. I'm like, well, fucking duh. Why is this so hard for them to work out? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just put it on the screen. Just take what is already there that exists and put it on the screen. Make those little tweaks to make it look prettier and look more expensive. It's not that complicated. I think they really underestimate the fan bases and the general public and the intelligence of people, and they just get so caught up in their own, I don't know what to call it, but these production hell. Whenever you read or watch a documentary or something about production hell, a movie stuck in production hell, it's always the most stupid stuff that they get caught on, that they just get caught in their own little hamster wheel, and they don't speak to fans, they don't go outside of it, and it's driving me a bit mad, because I really want to see this. And I apologise for my voice. I've got a bit of a cold, and I did not sleep last night, and I'm tired as anything. But I saw this news, and I watched a video by Matt Jarbo, who I love, because he's like the most balanced YouTuber I've seen for a while. Like he doesn't seem to rant on either end of the spectrum, so it's nice. He did a video and which alerted me to this, because I didn't see any of the articles, and then I just went and Googled and that. And I don't know, theatre culture is changing. People are more interested in watching stuff at home. Maybe it will be more successful, and we might get more volume-wise, and we may be better off as an audience. But I wanted to see a really good, big Lord of the Rings style, like production-wise, budget-wise, Eternia. I wanted to see that, and I don't know if they can do that. I mean, I saw Game of Thrones, and I thought, all they need is some freaking spaceships and lasers, and this could be He-Man. Why do they not get people will watch? I mean, it's just, why am I asking this question? Because they're money people, they're executives, they're not creative people, they're not artists. They can only think in terms of money and market research, and they can only look at studies. They can't actually think for themselves, and that's the main problem. And it has been the problem for a while. A lot of the older studios started off with artists and people, moguls and that, and then they sold it to companies, and it's just been so much trouble since then getting things made, because it's all filmed by committee, and just they look at the money, they look at 50 different studies based on what people will do or what they view or how, and they cater everything to the marketing, and they don't just take an idea that's already established and just produce it well, or take a new idea. Like, everything is re-releasing, rebooting something that's already been tested in the marketplace. They've already got the numbers on that, and they feel like they can just recreate things like that, and oh god, I need to just stop. because this could be an hour-long video, and I'm going to stop at 10 minutes. Basically, He-Man is up in the air. They were moving forward with a movie, and now they're thinking of selling to Netflix because they're getting scared. I guess as production gets closer and they're looking at how much the budget's actually going to cost and the real cost and real effort and what they have to do for the production, they're starting to think we may not get our return back for this. This may not be worth the effort, and they're thinking of just give it to someone else, let them take the risk, and we can always make more money off it later, like they kind of did with Spider-Man. They gave it to Marvel because they failed. They started a sequel. They started a sequel trilogy, a trilogy after the first lot of Spider-Man trilogy movies, and the second one was ruined by Alex Kurtzman, and they didn't even make the third film. So then they gave it to Marvel. They took him into the MCU. It worked really well. They've done 2 films. They're managing to do a third thanks to the new contract, and they're getting more money out of that situation than if they tried to produce it themselves, or if they just left off where they were, which is where it failed. So maybe He-Man will sort of have the same benefit of someone else actually doing the work, and they just take a cut. So we might be better off. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there before my throat gives out. Thanks. Feel free to like and subscribe or comment, and if you know anything about it, Lord knows, let me know. Because there's not a lot in the articles. There's only a little bit, and I really want to know what's happening. Thanks. Bye.